what's up fam? Doma here, we're over in the chem station and we are running some CRMs. This one is Serotonin. So we're just going into the data file because we're adding in a couple more calibration points for the serotonin. Okay, so that's what our calibration table looks like right now. What we're going to do now is we're going to go in and we're going to run it at the highest strength that you could possibly run it, which is 1 milligram per milliliter. This is a little low. Let's bring it down. So you guys can see me a little better. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good. Get a little widescreen action. Alright, so we're going to go in here. I'm going to change this to 3UL. This is going to make it full strength, 1 milligram per milliliter. Let's run it. And we could compare it to the one that's already in there. The one that's already in there was run months ago, like before the psilocybin cup. So we'll get to check it and to see how different it is. We just put the 0.1 in there and you saw it was right on the line, so it looks like it's good. We're going to do a 100, which we had already in there from last time, and compare it. We didn't have a 0.1, so this was the first time we put a 0.1. The lowest we had was a 0.25, so now by having a lower concentration, we'll be able to detect lower amounts. Since serotonin usually comes up very low, those compounds which usually come up very low, you want to have the calibration points very, very low, so that if it does detect it, it falls within the calibration table, the calibration points. If it falls below the first one or above the last one, then the computer kind of has to make those numbers up. It's still going to be kind of close, but it's more accurate if it falls within the dots, the points. So that's what we're doing. We're going to run this. This is great. So let me talk a little bit about this method. This is our magic mushrooms method that we use to detect psilocybin and psilocin, which are the two major compounds we're looking for. But we detect 9 compounds with this method. So we got norbaeocystin, baeocystin, serotonin comes out all in the beginning, then psilocybin, then after that we get L-tryptophan, and then N-psilocin, then psilocin, and then last we get TMT, trimethyltryptamine, which is another derivative of aruginase. So here we go. We got the run going. When this red line comes up, that means the run has started to record. So it's going here. We're injecting 3 UL of serotonin standard with a wash, so it cleans the needle. It's going at 2 milliliters a minute. The pressure is at 111 bar. The column temperature is 35 C. The variable wavelength detector is set to 280 nanometers. And we're rolling. We're rolling through with 95% on the water bottle and 5% on your acetonitrile bottle. Call that the organic bottle. Call the water bottle aqueous. We call the acetonitrile bottle organic. And we're rolling. I hope everybody's having a great summer, enjoying their summer, having fun, being safe. So I believe it comes out at 3.7, so just a couple more minutes. Messages from you guys all the time, all day long, and sometimes they get backed up and I gotta, get to it when I get to it. Alright, so as you see, we got a nice baseline, everything is nice and flat, right? We're only putting one compound into here, so we don't want to see a whole bunch of peaks. We really only want to just see one peak. If there's any more than that, then we got to do some troubleshooting to find out why. So it's going to be coming out here in just about a half a minute, and this one is going to be huge. So I'm going to adjust this so that it doesn't fly off the screen, because this is a 0.1 and now we're doing 1, so it's going to be 10 times higher. It should be 10 times higher. Nice and skinny. The skinnier that the peaks are, the better. That's a nice skinny peak for such a strong concentrated sample. No no sample will ever be this strong. So right here we got the lowest point we have for serotonin and the highest point. So when we see a peak for a sample, it's still probably going to be lower than this. So we should probably make a stock solution of this concentration of 0.1 and then divide that one into 10 and look at those even lower. And to see those, we would have to blow this up, and then we could see even smaller concentrations, and it'll make our samples, because we're detecting such a low amount, it'll make it read more accurate. So this is something we've learned along the way. What are the concentrations we're using? We're looking at such small amounts in the sample that the concentrations of the standards are too high. So it's good to have all those points, but if they're too high, that's not good either. So you want to have a broad range from low to high, depending on how the compound comes out. Now, if it was DMT, it's usually always going to come out really, really high. So in that case, we wouldn't need the lower ones. In that case, we would need higher ones. So we would try to make even stronger than usual. We would do, like, instead of starting at 0.5, starting at 0.1, start at 0.5, and then go up to 1, and then we could even go beyond. We could get it up to 2 milligram per milliliter. We got to do a little bit of tricks, but we could do that too. We could just put in the 1 mil and put double the amount, and just say that it's 1 mil. Just say that it's 2 mil. Sorry, 2 meg per mil, and just put double the amount of the 1 meg per mil, and then we could get our reading for 2 meg per mil. But that's kind of like, we're using a multiplier, so it's kind of cheating. All right, so let's see now. There's a ginormous peak, which is what we want. We're going to let this go all the way down. It takes 13 minutes, so we're going to just let this finish out, and we'll come back. Much love. stop this video because I think we've seen enough. So I have to run it again because I forgot to change the sample amount. I left the sample amount on 0.1 and I forgot to set it to 1. So you can't change that after the run. It'll calculate wrong. So I had to redo it. And the way to do that is I had to go in here and change this to 1 instead of 0.1. But now we're good. So I gotta run it, but I gotta run it again. So we'll do that and then we'll come right back and we'll do the calibration. And it should be close to the old one. Alrighty, we're back. Alright, so I'm going to hit this button to select the compound and recalibrate. The one that I want to recalibrate is this one, number 4. And we want to average it. Right now it's 34.5. And now it brought it down to 28.72. So it was maybe a little high before, so now we brought it down, and it looks like the number 2 and the number 1 really kind of smoothed out even more. The 0.1 was 242, so if you times that by 10, you know, it seemed like it was a little too high before. Alright, so now we're good. So we can even save this right now. We can check out a couple of different ones. Here's the number 1 and the 0.1 together. See that clearly. Alright, there it is. I'm going to take a screen clipping to show you guys later. Alright, that's it, guys. So there you go. We just ran CRMs in 2 different concentrations for serotonin, which comes out at 3.37 minutes of our magic mushroom method right before psilocybin. Right after psilocybin comes aeruginase, and it's the same on both of our main columns. So I see other people getting different orders. Could be different mobile phases, different columns. Could be their method. Could be they messed up. Alright guys, much love and happy summer.